So today we are indoors in my living room because it's cold outside for one, and number two, we're not in my man cave because I put some exercise equipment in there and it's really crowded. So today we're going to work on putting and what you need to do to get your putting game primo. And it's going to be really easy. It may cost you a small investment on your own to get a putting rug or get a rug or make one, but it's going to be well worth it when you play, either if you're in a warm climate this season or if you're in a cold climate like me next season. You'll be seeking putts from everywhere because it'll be automatic. And that's what we got to do. Get our putting strokes automatic like the pros. I mean, it makes putting a whole lot easier when you've been practicing all the time, never stopping. And with the putting mat in your home, you can hit 5 or 10 putts a day, and that's plenty. Plus, I'm going to show you a little secret on how to get your stroke perfect. And forget about jabbing the ball. If you're a jabber, which we all do every once in a while, we get a little nervous or we jab it. I'm going to show you how to correct that. And you think I'm crazy now? Well, wait till I show you how I deal with the jabs. You'll say, Tony, I think you've lost your mind. But however, one of the best putters who ever lived, this was his way of putting. So can't be that bad. So come right back and we will hit some putts. As you can see, I have a Odyssey putting mat with an automatic ball return. And I've done this a lot, so I can basically make this putt with my eyes closed. It's just a Odyssey putting mat. This comes with a hole, which we're going to use later. But for now, we're using the automatic ball return because you don't want to waste time walking back and forth. You want to just get in a groove of hitting putts, and you can play a little game with yourself. You can say, okay, I'm going to hit this so it just makes it to the machine. Or you say, well, I'm going to hit this firm and it's going to make it to the machine. But I want you to work at first on getting your stroke. If you don't have a good stroke, just work on this machine until you feel confident with your stroke. Once you feel confident with your stroke, because I mean, you could do this unconsciously. Once you feel that, and this is about a 6-footer, it's not an easy putt. Once you feel confident, then we could go to a harder thing, which is just use the hole. But then you have to, it only fits 3 balls, so you have to retrieve them, which is a pain in the neck. But anyway, the first step is to get your mat. It could be a plain old rug, 6 to 7 feet, plenty. If you're making all your 6-footers on a course, you're happy. So it doesn't have to be that long or crazy, just enough so it's got to be over 4 feet, though. It can't be any shorter than 4 feet. You want to be making 4-footers constantly, see? But it's just, you get in a rhythm and it's automatic and they just go in. Now, believe it or not, you make 100 of these in a row and you feel pretty good. But you get on the course, we have a real green terrain. Maybe they aerated them that day. Maybe there's sand on them. It gets to you. And I'm going to show you what Ben Crenshaw does. It's almost like the Jordan Spieth thing. You know how Jordan Spieth used to look at the hole and not the ball? Well, that's sort of what Ben Crenshaw does. And it takes your mind right out of stroking, because what you need to accomplish making some putts is to get your mind free of your stroke. And that's what we're doing with the automatic return here. I'm just using this day in and day out just to get my stroke automatic. That's what I'm doing. Now, it's in the comfort of my own home, but that's a start. I mean, I would use this as your base, and whenever you can go to a real green, get out there and just do 3-footers. And if you got those down, move back, move further, until you got it down. Now, there's one thing I suggest that's a bit of a controversy. Everybody's out there hitting these curved putts, okay? I suggest putting your stroke together with a straight putt. Absolutely straight putt, even on the real green if you're out there practicing. Why? Because then you could tell when you pull a putt, or when you push a putt, or when you hit it too hard or too slow. You know, because it's a straight putt, that's what's wrong with the putt. You're not rolling the ball correctly, as opposed to playing a big curve, timing the curve. You could do that later. We are just building a putting stroke, okay? And I'm not going to go into what I do. It's a very simple grip. It's a basic putting grip, reverse overlap, although, you know, you can use any grip that you want that feels comfortable. It doesn't matter. You know, as long as you get in the groove and your stroke gets in the groove. And don't worry, there's going to be a mini shock when you get to the real surface. Can't help that. But still, your brain, your body, everything you've done, hitting 20 putts a day, every day, half asleep, middle of the night, whenever you want to do it, it's going to ingrain your stroke to your body, to your muscles, to your fingers, right? And I'm going to get the feel at the very end of this video, but we're not there yet. We're still just hitting to the automatic returner. And mine's electric. I don't know if you can get those anymore. You can go to eBay, look for anything, but they certainly have the battery versions. I was just in a pro shop in Connecticut at Rockledge, and the pro had a battery operated one in there. He must putt when it gets slow in there. But you could buy a mat, or you could buy a rug. You know, cut yourself a hole at the end of it, make a foam base at the end so something drops in like a hole, like this has. You can do it, but just keep putting, keep putting, keep putting, keep putting. And I would say the same thing about chipping, but that's a little harder. You got to find a spot where you just keep chipping, keep chipping, keep chipping. And these are going to cut strokes right off your game. Okay, so now I'm going to take the ball return away, and we're going to hit some shots just at the plain old hole. And I'm going to show you what I do to stop from jabbing. I'm going to let you have your natural stroke, okay? Okay, so now we just have a hole. You got to goes up a little tiny ramp, drops into a hole. So that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to putt just like it's the automatic retriever, and we're going to go right for the hole. Right? Good. It's a little different because you don't have a backstop. You don't have any help. You got to hit it. Oh, I didn't hit it. But anyway, it's a little different. It's a little different going up that hill, whereas the electric one, ball return, didn't have a hill. But the putt was right on line, which was most important. Okay. So, you're putting pretty good. Now, what I also do is I got different putters here. Because the putter I was just putting with is the one I'm using on the course. But now I got a zebra. You remember these. White zebra putter. And I take this out. It's a little different. It's a little heavier. I take this out. There should be no difference when you switch putters. Should be no difference. Just boom. So that's how you keep your touch alive. I gotta also have a Calamity Jane type putter, Bobby Jones type putter, which is really cool to putt with because you feel everything in your hands and fingers. But anyway, so we went from the electric return to a hold style, and without the return with the sides and having the backstop, it's tougher. A little pressure, but I'm just hitting straight putts. Straight putts. It's funny, when I moved this from my man cave up here to my living room, the man cave, because of the floor, had a left to right break, and the living room has a right to left break. So from left to right to left. It doesn't matter to me because I'm left-handed anyway. I never put stock in that right to lefts are easier than left to rights. I don't even think about it. But now that we got that, say you're jabbing your putts. I'm going to show you what to do next. Before we get started, I'm going to point out that I'm going to move this ball. I have a line that's aiming right at that hole. That's the roll line. Right, and I have a perpendicular line here, and I use the Odyssey emblem as a perpendicular line here. So this is an aiming situation I put up for myself. These lines up here, I don't know if you can see these. This is where the automatic return was, so I can place it right in the middle of the mat. But I got aiming lines. Why? Because when I first got this mat, I went and got a laser apparatus, and it showed me right away that I was aiming right and pulling everything left. That was my stroke, aiming right, pulling left. And I didn't know that because it feels so comfortable to me, but that's why I make it here while I'm practicing, at least in my house. I know exactly how I'm aiming. And as you can see, by the way my putter goes, I'm still using the putting stroke that has an arc to it, as opposed to going straight back and straight through. Okay, I like the arc approach better. Okay, so say that you're jabbing your putts, meaning you're getting over the putter at the last minute, you jab it, I've been putting on this mat long enough, I make everything. But on the course, when the pressure's on, you don't want to jab it. And I would pick out a dimple on the ball or an emblem like a Bridgestone in this case, put the Bridgestone emblem right back there, and I would try to hit with my putter the Bridgestone, but that would lead to jabbing sometimes, and it would mess me up because I would be trying to hit a spot on the ball. So I looked it up online, and I asked Google or whoever, or I looked at golf videos. I said, where do the pros look at the ball? And you get all kinds of answers. You get they look at the number, at the Titleist. They're using the line on the ball, which I don't use. Some pros are looking ahead of the ball. Some pros are looking behind the ball. Jordan Spieth was looking at the hole. He would actually putt while looking at the hole, which I didn't hit it. But and that's to keep from thinking about his stroke. Now, what's the best method I came into? And I've been doing this ever since I learned about it. And I've been sinking a lot of 4-footers in, 5-footers in with this approach. Because those are the ones I jabbed. The longer putts, because they were so long, I kept my stroke nice and smooth because it was so long. I heard, believe it or not, call me crazy, Ben Crenshaw doesn't look at the ball. So does he do what Jordan Spieth does? No, he does something different. I heard in an interview, somebody asked him, where do you look at the ball? And Ben Crenshaw says, I never look at the ball. And the guy says, well, what do you look at? He says, I always look at the putter. I always watch the putter. And that way, I don't know when contact is being made, because I know my stroke, and I just keep my eyes on the putter, and it gets me to a perfect spot. Gets them to a perfect spot. And I'm like, wow. And as soon as I tried it, yeah, because I wasn't worried about the ball anymore. I was trying to forget about the ball. I pick my line. I know how I want to hit my putt. And then I forget about the ball. And I don't even think about my stroke, because that's already ingrained in me from all the practice I've been doing. So all I do is then watch the putter. Now, the good thing about Ben Crenshaw's method, as opposed to Jordan Spieth's, is in peripheral vision, you see the ball, but you're not worried about it because you're worried about the putter. So you see the ball, and your head isn't out of position. Your head could be in perfect position, right? But you don't worry about the ball because you're not concentrating on the ball. You're concentrating on the putter. And as a result, you stroke it. So that's what I've been doing. And I think you should do it too. At least give it a try. Because you are going to be amazed at what happens once you forget about putting the ball. Of course, you do all your calculations on the break and how it's going and how hard you want to hit it. You got that. But you don't have to jab it in there, especially if it's a pressure putt. I've hit some putts under pressure using that method. It's beautiful. Do I make 100%? No, but I'm in the 90% range. It's beautiful because I don't think about contact. It's like anything. If you're thinking about contact with any club in your bag, that's not good. You should just swing. You should just swing and let the club get in the way of the ball. And I think you're going to find this really helpful because I've taught it to 3 or 4 people right now, and they're all putting much better, I think. Yeah. And it's easy to set up a little putting mat at home. So if you're in the winter months like I am, you can putt all winter, change putters, but you know which one you're going to use, but change putters to get different feels. Don't just get locked in with this. Use different weights, different not different strokes, different weights, and different degrees of hardness that you have to hit it to keep your sense of touch. And hit straight putts. Now, if you wanted to, on here, you could put things underneath like matchbooks or coins to give yourselves different breaks. Left to right breaks, right to left breaks. If you want to get creative. But first, when you're figuring out what your stroke is, concentrate on the straight putt because you'll know exactly why you didn't make it. It's not because of the mat. It's not because of the green. It's because of your stroke. And a bell will go off in your head and you'll know how to correct it. So, good luck. Tell me how it goes. If you're in a warm climate, God bless. We're getting ready for some snow this week. I might be able to sneak out to the range and do another video. We'll see. But anyway, I wish you well with your putting. And until next time, putt well. Take care.